So this is an important aspect of having the whole element of the mind along with the body that we're speaking about. Second, I would like to introduce Vineet. Vineet is India's first MLE certified coach. Vineet is the founder and chief coach of Zest Fitness Studios, which you all must have heard of, and the president of Optimum Wellness. He's an expert in topics related to fitness and nutrition. He's always enhancing his skills in his subject and coaching people on the latest fitness concepts that have been proven in the field of fitness and nutrition. Welcome, Vineet. Thank you so much for being here. Last but not the least, I'd like to welcome Alan Baptist, India's first Optimum Wellness coach. Alan is a young entrepreneur with a powerful vision of empowering individuals by positively transforming various aspects of their lifestyles, ranging from optimum physical and dietary wellness to psychological, financial, social and other critical facets of wellness. So, thank you so much for being here. First of all, I want to know from each of y'all what y'all think about the concept of balance. Because we've been talking about it since this morning. That's the concept and the theme of this event, that how you can balance your life. Obviously, life is about mind, body, soul. It's all about balance. The mind has to be balanced itself if there's a disbalance there. But this event essentially is for fitness and the body, and that can't be devoid of the mind, and that's why Pragati is here. But your version of balance, why you all think it's important, and how you all think that what you all do plays a role in that, and then we'll come to the next point of discussion. So start with Pragati, ladies first.
Thank you, Suraj. Actually, it's a very pertinent point that you have raised. When we think of balance, we have images of those trapeze artists, My first taste of balance was, when I went for a circus and I was a young child, the Russian circus, if you all remember, in the Maidan. And I was like, wow, how do these people balance, Are their bodies different? Are their minds different? I mean, that time, of course, we never thought of the mind differently. But, it was all a mind game. Today, I think for me, balance, and especially when we talk in the context of physical health and our bodies, what's really, really important is we start with loving our bodies. The reason why most of us suffer today is we don't feel comfortable in our bodies. We are busy, measuring it, like banyas for want of a better word. Thoda yahan mota zyada hai, thoda yahan loose hai, thoda isko tight kar dijiye, thoda grey ho gaya hai baal. We don't accept our bodies. Now, what is the function of our body? It's actually the only one we get. We are born in it and we are going to die in it. When I was a young child, I'm sure I did a lot of things that I'm not aware of. I probably cried, I jumped, I ran. But today I'm sitting here in a nice proper business suit talking to you all. And in the same way, our body transforms. So we have to balance it out. Today with my age, do I love my body for what it is? But most of us are unable to do that. So I think for me, balance is when we start accepting ourselves. And like we love a newborn baby, we need to start loving our bodies and even our difficulties. Then we'll be able to take care of our body as well, So whether we are exercising, whether we are eating right, or whether we are skilling up on any thing, or whether we are budding entrepreneurs. So for me, balance begins with a state of acceptance. It's okay, this is working, this is not working. Now how do I work with a given set of tools? So for me, balance is just about understanding that.
Perfect, yes, absolutely. So Vineet, what about your version of balance?
Yes, right. Thank you so much, Pragati. So, I might have a slightly different perspective, adding on to already what Pragati mentioned. So for me, balance, I'll be talking again more in lines of training and nutrition because that's what I do. So now, it's very case by case basis is what I would say. Again, depending on the individual, balance for two individuals could be slightly different. For someone, maintaining a more sustainable sort of a dietary pattern could be balance for them. Now, sustainable here could differ between two individuals. And some people would want to train on a more regular basis in whichever exercise protocol. Balance for them would be that. Now, if you look at balance in a physics term, obviously balance just basically means having center of mass over the base of support. But in life, there is more to it, from just not the physical component, not the physical side, but from the mental side as well. That you need to make sure you accept what you're doing, and if something's not working for you, you need to be open to a change and make sure to find that place or thing for you. And that could differ from your neighbor, that could differ from your friend or whoever you are, say, talking to on a day-to-day basis. Here people actually get a little overwhelmed by social media and the people around them and try to replicate what they are doing. And probably that's actually making things worse. That's not making them go towards balance. So it's your individual preference, and I'd say balance again is a very grey area, and that could differ from person to person. And finding that is again not very easy, but having an open mind and being ready to change, finding that over time is what the need of the hour is.
Absolutely. What about your perspective?
So we've already heard a lot of perspectives from a psychological standpoint and from a fitness standpoint about balance. And I'm very, very happy that we're having a session on balance in Calcutta. For me, in general, balance is something that is necessary in all aspects of life. Every aspect of life, you require balance. Something as simple as a meal that you eat, okay? If it's served too hot, you will not be able to eat it, okay? If it's served too cold, you'll be like, it's not the right temperature. Even in this room when we're sitting here, okay? Right? The room is just at the perfect temperature for us. If it's dialed down a bit too low, it'll be too hot for everyone. If it's dialed down a bit too high, then it'll be too cool. Balance is a concept that literally permeates every aspect of life. Every single aspect that you can think of, balance is required. You speak too less, you're an introvert. You speak too much, you're an extrovert. Okay, so you need that balance everywhere you go. Okay, so it applies to all fields, all realms of life, and I'm so happy that we're having a talk on balance today. I personally believe that everything that we do in life that requires balance, and that's why we see most of the health problems here today. People have just lost that balance. Everyone's just chasing after building their career, that they've simply forgotten to look at the other aspects of life. There's no balance, right? They've not really thought about fixing their nutrition or fixing their exercise. It's all about career now. It's all about the hustle. So balance is truly important, not only in fitness, not only from a mental health standpoint. Every single aspect of life, balance truly matters. And I'm really happy that we organize this and we're getting to talk about this openly.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's very, very important, and that's why we've created a platform so that people are aware about what all is available out there that they can do to balance for their fitness goals, for life, or whatever topic that they want to, or what interests them. And thankfully, we have the best mentors in the city to do that. Having said that, most of us who are here and following our fitness journey, we are looking at how to optimize our fitness most. Okay, one of the key words of our topic was optimization. So I'll break that down to three of you all. Vineet, I want your perspective on how to optimize your physical journey. Like for my body, what do I do so that I have the most optimized workout, or I'm doing the best for my body in that sense. From Pragati, how does mind over matter come when it is? How do we optimize our performance? How do we optimize our workouts, our routines? And where does the mind? How does the mind come in as an element that satiates that? And Alan, I really want your perspective from a nutrition perspective, because you are an expert in that as well. So we'll have all three aspects of it. Please.
Right, so the word optimal is kind of thrown around pretty loosely nowadays, and everyone's chasing it. But again, if you look at optimal, now when you look at any scientific literature talking about, say, even since I'm talking about training principles and exercise protocols, which is the most optimal way to, say, build muscles? There could be, say, resistance training, which could be of several kinds. Again, I'm not getting into the nitty-gritties of that. But there is, say, a certain amount of volume, a certain amount of load, you have to lift, etc. And that is considered the most optimal for everyone. But what we have to understand is that literature or the study is basically giving us a very generic sort of an answer. What would work for that individual person would be a little tricky, would be a little grey again. So what is generically or what is generally optimal might not be optimal for that particular person. Because when something is studied in any aspect, when something is researched upon, we take a bunch of participants from several places in the world and the test is conducted on them. But there are so many people out there we've not studied on yet. So we've come up with an average sort of a number. Okay, this is optimal for the people we've studied on till date to day. That could differ from what you can achieve, what Suraj can do right now in today's life, having all of these life stressors with him. So optimal is a good number to chase, but what actually is optimal for Suraj might be somewhere around the ballpark of what really optimal is in general. So if, say, again throwing out an example when it comes to training, if say I say, okay Suraj, you should get 30 reps of pull-ups a week just for your upper back growth, but you may get decent amount of lat growth with 25 reps as well. So it depends on what works for Suraj and not what exactly the scientific literature is telling us in general. We could use that as a guide for us, so that we can make an informed decision as experts. But again, we have to understand what the person in front of us needs. That would be optimal for them.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
That's very well said, actually. I really like what you spoke about.
I'm going to clap if you want.
So I think the mind is very, very important. That's where the mind component comes in. Do I know what is right for me? Or am I just copying the next person at the gym? Am I, when my trainer tells me that yes, you can go up, when my trainer is motivating me, can I trust my trainer enough that my trainer has the scientific knowledge to actually see my potential? When my nutritionist tells me that eat like this and your body will get optimized, can I surrender? So that's where the mind component comes in. Most of the time we feel, oh, I know best. I don't know best, Today the guy who's handling the mics, he knows what's the way, suddenly you're seeing that the mic, the way I'm speaking, he knows how to adjust and tweak it so I'm more audible. But today if I'm like, oh, I know best, it's not going to work. We just saw a live demo of it. So in the same way, whenever we talk about optimization, that is confidence in your own self, that yes, I have these skill sets, but if I want to reach a goal, I need to surrender, I need to trust. That's where the mind comes in. Now, some of us these days even want to get into competitive sports. Now, we don't run a competitive sport without a physical coach, but mentally we feel, oh, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to be strong. But do you know enough about it? Food, I know, eat 5 eggs, it will do. Not at all. And X, Y, Z. Today you need actually a dietitian to tell you. You need a trainer to tell you exactly what is good for you, where you won't injure your muscles, but actually you would be growing the way you want to. And also you need your mind to be absolutely ready to take in the additional stress, but at the same time release it, whether it's meditation, whether it's ample sleep, or any life stressor that you're having at that point. And how do you fulfill your full potential? That's when we actually grow. Where there's adequate stress, where stress is like eustress, where it motivates you to grow, but it doesn't put you into distress, not your physical health or your mental health. That's it from me. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We've had an idea about optimum fitness and from the mind also. Now, the question that people often ask is nutrition. Okay, there are